In our previous lesson, we have discussed about the Indian Standard Meridian. 82.5 degree east longitude is the Indian Standard Meridian. The country of India follows time according to this particular meridian, and the time given by this meridian is known as IST or Indian Standard Time. Now, can you tell me which longitude determines the time for London? In London, the time is determined on the basis of prime meridian. Now, if you remember, I mentioned that if you draw the prime meridian on a world map, then prime meridian passes through Greenwich, London. So, the time at London is determined on the basis of prime meridian, which is also known as Greenwich meridian. So, GMT or Greenwich Mean Time is the time that is followed in London. Now, what is GMT? GMT is the mean solar time of prime meridian at Royal Observatory, London. Now, this is the picture of Royal Observatory. And in this place, the time of prime meridian is noted every day. Now, I mentioned that Greenwich Mean Time is the mean solar time of prime meridian. Now, what is meant by mean solar time? Mean solar time is the yearly mean or average of the position of sun when it crosses the prime meridian. So, the position of the sun each day is noted at this place, that is Royal Observatory, and the yearly average of the sun's position is calculated to find the mean solar time, and this mean solar time of the prime meridian gives the Greenwich Mean Time or GMT that is followed in London. Now, GMT is 5.5 hours ahead of IST, that is the time according to the Indian Standard Meridian or 82.5 degree east longitude. So, the time gap between these two countries, that is UK and India, is of 5.5 hours. Now, have a look at these two pictures. These two pictures represents different weather maps. Now, why am I talking of weather maps suddenly? Now, look at the labelings of these two weather maps. In the first weather map, we can see that the time is denoted on the basis of UTC. And in the second case also, the time is given as 12 UTC. So, from these two phrases, we can very well understand that UTC denotes some time. Now, what is the meaning of this UTC? UTC stands for Coordinated Universal Time. It is the standard time on the basis of which the entire world regulates their time. UTC is mostly used in case of meteorology. Now, you must be wondering that when we already have GMT or the Greenwich Mean Time, which is the reference time for the entire world, then why do we need UTC? Well, we need UTC because UTC is more accurate than GMT, or UTC is an upgraded version of GMT. I'll explain you how. Well, we know that the earth rotates on its axis in 24 hours. But this is not the exact time of rotation. The exact time of rotation is 23 hours, 56 minutes and 4 seconds. So, this is the exact time of Earth's rotation, but GMT considers the time of rotation as 24 hours. So, GMT does not consider the slowing down of Earth's rotation by some seconds. But this exact time of Earth's rotation is considered while calculating UTC. So UTC is more accurate than GMT in this sense, as it considers the leap seconds, that is slowing down of Earth's rotation by few seconds. So since UTC is more accurate than GMT, or because it is an upgraded version of GMT, so UTC is used in meteorology. We shall now discuss the difference between GMT and UTC point-wise. GMT, or Greenwich Mean Time, uses both 12 and 24-hour clock system. On the other hand, UTC only considers 24-hour clock system. As I mentioned just now, GMT is less accurate, as it does not consider slowing down of the Earth's rotation by few seconds, whereas UTC is more accurate than GMT, as it considers the leap seconds. Now, GMT is a time zone. In fact, it is the official time zone which is used in parts of Europe and Africa. Now, UTC is not any time zone of any country. It is a time that is only used in meteorology. To say more clearly, UTC is not a time zone, that is, no country follows their time according to UTC. UTC is only used for scientific purposes because it is very accurate, that is, UTC is used in meteorology. So these are the differences between GMT and UTC. The main point of distinction between GMT and UTC is that UTC is more accurate than GMT. George and Donald are best friends. George lives in Tonga, whereas Donald lives in Samoa. Now, both these friends are discussing about a cricket match that is to be forecasted on 26th August at 6 p.m. Now, the place where George is living, it is 5 p.m. 26th August, Tuesday. So George is saying that the cricket match will begin in an hour, while Donald argued that he is wrong because there is yet another day for the cricket match to begin. Because in case of Donald, although it was 5 p.m., it was still 25th August. Now, who do you think is lying? Well, let me tell you that none of them are lying and both are correct according to their geographical location. Now, why I am saying this? To understand this, we have to learn about a special longitude. Let's learn about it. This special longitude is the international date line, or the 180-degree longitude. Now, diagrammatically, this longitude lies exactly to the opposite of prime meridian. So, if we look at the globe from the top view of the North Pole, that is, this point is the North Pole, then prime meridian is this line, and international date line lies exactly opposite to the 0-degree line. We shall now understand the time difference between this line. Let us see if there is any time difference at all. Well, we know that if we cross 15 degrees of longitude, then time differs by 1 hour. We already know this fact. We also know that if we move to the west of the prime meridian, then time decreases, and if we move to the east of the prime meridian, then time increases. Now, suppose the time at prime meridian is 12 at midnight. Now, if we move 30 degrees to the west of prime meridian, then time will decrease by 2 hours. So, this will be 10 am. Again, there will be a decrease in time by 2 hours. So on crossing each 30 degree, the time will decrease by 2 hours. So this is one 30-degree interval. This is second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth. So if someone moves from the prime meridian 180 degree to the west, then there will be a time difference of 2 hours into 6 intervals, which is 12 hours. So if this is 12 mid-noon, then the time at international date line will be 12 noon. Now what about the eastern hemisphere or the eastern side? Well, we know that if we move to the east, then time increases. So if we move 30 degree east to the prime meridian, then time would increase by 2 hours. Similarly, for this one, the time will increase by 2 hours. Again, it will increase by 2 hours. So now if we move 180 degree to the east of the prime meridian, then the time would increase by 12 hours. So again, if this is 12 in the midnight, then it will be 12 noon. So now if we move 180 degree to the east of the prime meridian, then it will be 12 noon of the next day. But now if we move 180 degree to the west of the prime meridian, then it will be 12 noon of the previous day. In other words, if we move 180 degree to the east of the prime meridian, then the time will be 12 hours ahead, while if we move 180 degree to the west of the prime meridian, then the time will be 12 hours behind than that of the prime meridian. So as we calculated in the previous slide, if we move 180 degree to the east of the prime meridian, that is the time corresponding to this longitude will be 12 hours ahead the time at prime meridian. Similarly, if we move to the west of the prime meridian, then the time corresponding to this longitude will be 12 hours behind the time at prime meridian. But what if we move from the west to the east? If we move from the west to the east, then 12 hours plus 12 hours equals to 24 hours. That is, there will be a time gap of 24 hours or 1 day. So if a person moves from west to east, that is to the west of international date line, then he will lose 1 day. Again, if a person moves from east to west, that is to the east of international date line, then he will gain 1 day. So 180 degree longitude is known as the international date line or ILD because it denotes a change in the calendar day. That is, it denotes a change in date, and hence it is known as international date line because it denotes a change in the date. That is, if you cross this line, then although the time remains the same, but the day or the date changes. To speak more clearly, if you move to the east of the international date line, then you gain 1 day. And you move to the west of this line, then you lose 1 day. So 180 degree longitude is special because it denotes a change in date. Now before we proceed with our lesson, let us try to answer this question. Which of the following longitude denotes a change in date? international dateline, prime meridian, standard meridian, or the equator? Yes, the correct answer is ILD or international dateline. International dateline or 180-degree longitude denotes a change in date. So now can you understand why I told that both these boys are correct? This is because Tonga, where George lives, lies to the east of the international dateline. So according to his place of location, it is 5 p.m. 26th August, Tuesday. While Samoa, that is the place where Donan lives, lies to the west of the international dateline. So according to his place of location, it is 5 p.m. 25th August and Monday. Now don't be confused why this is west and this is east. This is because we are seeing our earth from the other side. That is, this middle zone is the Pacific Ocean and this part is the Asia, Europe and other countries, and this part is the continents of North America and South America. So we are seeing our globe from the other side. So this is the eastern hemisphere side and this is the western hemisphere side. Now if we draw our international dateline on the world map, it will look something like this. Now these are the places lying to the east of the international dateline, while these are the places lying to the west of the international dateline. Now we learned that if we move to the east of the international dateline, then we will gain 1 day, and if we move to the west of the international dateline, then we will lose 1 day. So moving from west to east, our Monday becomes Tuesday, while moving from east to west, our Tuesday becomes Monday. So this is how international dateline demarcates or denotes a change in calendar date. That is, although these places have same time, but the dates of these two places are different. It is 26th August in the east and it is 25th August in the west of the ILD. Now suppose you are traveling from city A in Russia to city B. So according to the concept of international dateline, although your time will remain the same, but the date will change. That is, your Tuesday will become Monday. Now this will create a lot of confusion within a single country, isn't it? To avoid the confusion regarding dates within the same country, the international dateline is not a straight line. Rather, it is drawn in a zigzag manner. See, in this map, we can see that the international dateline is not straight, rather it is drawn in a zigzag manner. If you carefully look at this map, you will find that the line is drawn in such a manner that it avoids passing through any landmass. See here, the line does not move straight, rather it bends to the east to avoid passing through Russia. Again here the line bends to the west to include all the alien islands in one side of this line. Again it bends to the west to avoid passing through any of these islands, or in other words, so that all these Indonesian islands lie at one side of this line. So unlike other lines of longitudes, the international dateline is not exactly straight. It is rather drawn in a zigzag manner to avoid passing through any landmasses, so that there does not arise any confusion regarding dates within the same countries or within the same islands. So this is the international dateline which only passes through the Pacific Ocean. It does not pass through, or it does not cut through any of the land masses. So international dateline is a special longitude. It is 180-degree longitude which lies exactly to the opposite of prime meridian or 0-degree longitude. International date line is not a straight line and it is drawn in a zigzag manner to avoid confusion regarding dates. Now take a half cut lemon and mark 2 points on the inner side of the lemon. Now draw lines in these manners as shown in the video. Now take a string and measure each line. Which one do you think will be the shortest? If you measure these lines, you will find that the line passing through the periphery of the circle is the shortest. See here, this line is the shortest one as it is of 2 centimeters. Now this line, which denotes the shortest distance, is actually an arc of the circle that passes through the center of a sphere. Now this circle that lies in a plane where the sphere center is situated is known as the Great Circle. So Great Circle is the circle on the surface of a sphere which lies in a plane passing through the sphere's center. So in this picture, point C is the center of this sphere, and this line is the Great Circle which lies in a plane that contains C, that is the center of the sphere. Now as shown in the previous activity, this Great Circle is the shortest distance. Now let us incorporate this concept of Great Circle in our globe. If you remember, while explaining the equator, I mentioned that equator lies in the orbital plane and it makes an angle of 0 degree with the orbital plane. Now orbital plane is a plane which contains the center of the earth. That is, this is the orbital plane and this line is the equator. As we can see in this picture, equator lies in the orbital plane and orbital plane contains the center of this globe or of this sphere. Now if you remember, equator is the greatest latitude. That is to say that all other latitudes are smaller than the equator and all other latitudes do not lie in the orbital plane. So all these lines of latitudes, as we can see, do not lie in the orbital plane. So equator is the only great circle if we consider the latitudes. But what happens if we consider the longitudes? Are all the longitudes great circle? Let's check. Well, let us imagine that this one is the prime meridian. Now we know that all longitudes are of equal length. So this is another line of longitude, this is another one, this is another one. Now if you remember, while drawing the longitudes, we found that the points through which the longitudes were passing lie within the circumference of the orbital plane. So in other words, we can see that all the longitudes pass through a point that lie within the orbital plane. So in this sense, all longitudes are great circle. So if we summarize this fact, then we can say that equator and all longitudes are great circles. From the activity of lemon, we learned that great circle denotes the smallest distance or the shortest distance. And this is the reason why great circle routes are used in navigation. That is, the great circle routes are followed by sailors and pilots to travel across different parts of the world. In this case, they save a lot of fuel. So if you have to travel from New York to Madrid, you will follow this great circle route. Now great circle, as you know, is a circle that lies in a plane which passes through the Earth's center. Consider that this plane marked in brown is the plane that contains the center of the Earth. So now if you cut the earth along this plane, then you will get a circle, which is the Great Circle. And this route from New York to Madrid will lie in the circumference of that Great Circle. So this route denotes the shortest distance between these two cities. So this is how Great Circle helps in navigation, because if you take some other routes to travel from New York to Madrid, then these distance will be much longer compared to the Great Circle distance. So this is the reason why Great Circle routes are used in navigation. So in today's video, we understood about different concepts. Firstly, we understood GMT or Greenwich Mean Time. Greenwich Mean Time is the mean solar time of prime meridian observed at Royal Observatory, London. An upgraded version of GMT is UTC or Universal Coordinated Time. UTC is more accurate than GMT and it is used in meteorology. Further, we learnt about a special longitude, that is the International Date Line or ILD. We learned that as one crosses the International Date Line, the calendar date changes. And lastly, we read about the Great Circle and the importance of Great Circle. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon. You can also register for free at DeltaStep.com or download the DeltaStep app to learn one-to-one with our amazing teachers, or to get access to our 5,000 amazing videos as per your school syllabus. Master each topic with our adaptive practice technology. Get million-plus questions with step-by-step solutions and unlimited mock tests. Get all your doubt resolved instantly. Learn via games and win amazing prizes like PlayStations and iPads. So at DeltaStep, learning is not just fun and easy, but it's rewarding too. So register for free now.